What is up, guys? Today we're going to Monaco. Okay, so the only new upgrade we have is the turbo durability upgrade. Now what does that mean in terms of car performance? We're the fourth team on the grid, basically on par with Ferrari, and Aston Martin has closed in on us as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can score some decent points here in Monaco. Let's see, let's go to one-shot quali.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo casino that first opened in 1863. And of course, a certain road race first held in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars will climb around 40 metres up the hill, past the casino, and then descend towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of 19 corners, and don't expect to see much overtaking here today. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Cookie, Maldonado, Hulkenberg, Oscar Piastri, Ocon, Bottas, Stroll, Joe, Norris, Magnussen, Albon, De Vries, Sargent, and Yuki Tsunoda. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Joining me for the Grand Prix once again is none other than Anthony Davidson. Why don't we kick off by discussing Max Verstappen? That was a great win in the last race, but can they keep that momentum going into this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
As the formation lap gets underway, the cars will begin their journey climbing high through the town before dicing down to the harbour side of Monaco. Arguably the most iconic venue on the race calendar due to its setting and, of course, the annual dose of glamour and drama. We're almost ready to start the race as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
focus now for the rest of the race. Seventh place, Perez ahead. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 2.0 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Gasly's behind you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh softs. Our gap to first place is 5.9 seconds. Your pit window opens in 8 laps time. And 26 laps to go now. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Gap on the car behind by 0.5 a lap. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 3.6 seconds. They're on fresh softs. They're in 10th place. Time last lap was a 1:15.0. Currently, the fastest lap is a 1:13.7. Sorry, we can't provide you with that information right now. expecting rain in about 10 to 15 minutes. Gap to your teammate behind is 3.6 seconds. That's P7 now, P7, it's Perez ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 1.0 seconds. They're on old mediums, Gasly behind. We're leading the car behind by 1.9 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, gap to leader, 9.9 seconds. Your pit window is going to open in 3 laps time. Pit window opens in 3 laps. 21 laps to go. Okay, expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Okay, go, go, go! That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. P19, you have P19 now. Okay, Magnussen ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 2.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Sargent behind. Okay, they're on old softs. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. 19 laps to go. Caution, caution. Green flag. That's Joe just ahead. Push for that position. And gap to the car in front is 1.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 9 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap was a 1:16.8. Nice overtake. Starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop. Okay, you're creating some breathing space between you and the car behind by a few seconds a lap. Really good stuff. Ahead. Less than a second separates you. They're on old mediums. Norris is behind you. Okay, they're on old softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. All right, 16 laps to go. We might see some rain, ETA about 15 minutes. Aston's coming in for his stop now. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 7.1 seconds. Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 13.8 seconds. Okay, so the car ahead's come in and fitted a soft tyre. Okay, you've got P3, well done. It's Hamilton ahead. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 5.7 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Stroll behind. Okay, gap to the car behind. 7.7 seconds. They're on old mediums. Distance to the leader is 25.3 seconds. Look after these tyres now and want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, 12 laps to go. Leclerc is behind you. Okay, car behind trailing us. 8.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Your last lap time was 1 minute 17.4. Looks like rain is inbound and we're expecting it in around 5 minutes. 5 minutes until the rain. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. last lap was a 1:15.2. We're expecting some rain soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes. We're dropping a second a lap to the car behind. 1 second. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by, 11.8 seconds. Okay, Russell's ahead. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 0.3 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Okay, they've got 4 laps on their tyres. Time last lap was a 1:13.5. Okay, so they're extending their advantage by 2 seconds a lap at the moment. Light rain will stay with us for at least 20 minutes, maybe more. Light rain is here to stay. Okay, dry seem like the best tyre for now. Our gap to the car in front is 15.9 seconds. Russell's ahead of you now. Okay, gap ahead is 17.1 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Leclerc behind. Okay, push, gap to the car behind. 4.9 seconds. They're on old mediums. Okay, so gap to the leader is 19.2 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. All right, 6 laps to go now. Okay, I think we're still the right tyres for the time being. Okay, be mindful of the conditions, the track's getting wetter. Recommend you stay out for now though, we'll be much slower if we move on to inters this early. Okay, so the last lap time was at 1:16.7. Leclerc is behind you. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 4.3 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 11 laps old now, and the time last lap was a 1:17.1. And gap to the car in front is 20.8 seconds. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. We'll be seeing at least 20 minutes of light rain. Be careful on those slicks. These conditions are making the line a bit greasy, and we're still nowhere near the changeover point. Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon. Car behind is gaining on you by 5/10 of lap. Okay, you've got P3, well done. That's Russell just ahead, push for the position. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 22.7 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Leclerc behind. Our gap behind is 3.5 seconds. They're on old mediums. Our gap to first place is 24.1 seconds. The pit window is open, pit window currently open. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. 23.2 seconds. Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now. Okay, the gap behind is 2.9 seconds. concentration and let's bring it home. Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power. Yes, nice work, mate. You did a really good job today. Pretty sure the boss is going to be happy with that one.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. So let's review the drivers' standings. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, for me, it's got to be Lewis Hamilton. The multiple world champion may be the boring choice at this point, but you can't argue that he's a driver deserving of his reputation.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today, as they make their way up the standings.
And we got our first podium with Vettel. The undercut worked really well here in Monaco. Okay, so looking at our engine parts, our ICE is over 50% worn. So I want to switch to the second one, and luckily there's no penalty. And our gearbox is also quite worn, 69%, so I'm also switching to the second one. Okay, so next up is Spain. Looks like there's no rain on the radar, dry quali and a dry race. And it looks like Aston Martin has overtaken us in terms of car performance. They're now the third team, but we should still be very close in terms of pace. We're well ahead of the rest of the pack. But let's see how well we can do here in Spain. Let's go to one-shot quali.
Welcome along, everyone, to sunny Spain, specifically to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. So many great moments in Formula One history have been written at this very track over the years, including Michael Schumacher's first win for Ferrari back in '96. That win was in the rain. We might have better weather here today, but we're just as overjoyed to be at the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an updated track at Catalonia, and we welcome the removal of the chicane in the final sector, shortening lap times and reducing the total running to 2.9 miles and 14 turns. This was actually the original setup for the track, but it hasn't been used since 2007. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Russell, Verstappen, Cookie, Fernando Alonso, Perez, Maldonado, Norris, Magnussen, Gasly, Stroll, Albon, Joe, Bottas, Oscar Piastri, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, De Vries, and Logan Sargent. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. The formation lap gets underway, and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out. So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. The question I'm asking is which teams have got it right, which ones have got it horribly wrong?
We're in P4. Sainz ahead. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh softs. Verstappen behind you now. Less than a second separates you. They're on fresh softs. Okay, gap to leader, 2.2 seconds. Your pit window will be open in 7 laps time. Okay, 22 laps left. DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Gap to your teammate behind is 3.3 seconds. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, they're on old softs. Their tyres are 3 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The last lap time was a 1:15.3. Okay, so you're gaining by 1/10 a lap. Brilliant, nice move, keep going. P3, you're currently in P3. Okay, Sainz is ahead of you, less than a second separates you. Okay, they're on old softs. Leclerc is behind you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, they're on old softs. Distance to the leader is 2.2 seconds. You've got 4 laps until your pit window opens. 19 laps to go. Sainz ahead, less than a second separates you. Okay, they're on old softs. Their tyres are 5 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Time last lap was a 1:15.2. Okay, so you're gaining by 1/10 a lap. By 7.1 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. They're in 11th. And the time last lap was a 1:17.0. We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums. Ahead of you. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 2.1 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, their tyres are 7 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Your last lap time was a 1:16.1. Okay, so you're gaining by 1/10 a lap. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. In this lap, push now. Okay, be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip any time now. That's it, go, go, go. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. P20, Sonoda ahead. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by, 5.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. De Vries is behind you now, and the gap behind us is 1.2 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Behind by 3.7 seconds. The car behind's just boxed for mediums. Car behind on a medium tyre now. Okay, that's Pastor in the pits. Pastor's in the pits. You're in first position, front of the pack. Hamilton's behind you now. They're on fresh mediums. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. And 11 laps to go. That's Hamilton behind. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. Time last lap was a 1:15.2. behind is 19.1 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. They're in 13th place. And the time last lap was a 1 minute 36.1. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 19.2 seconds. Okay, we lost the position, trying to keep focus.
Will allow the cars to hit over 330 kilometers per hour. During the 2022 season,
Well, Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. So let's review the updated driver standings. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, for me, it's got to be Lewis Hamilton. The multiple world champion may be the obvious choice at this point, but he's certainly a driver deserving of his great reputation.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.